Coteach here. I'm Allison.
I'm John.
I'm Ashley.
And we thought we'd do a vlog today to talk a little bit about how to strengthen your co-teaching partnership in 2019. So new year, new you, I guess better co-teaching as always.
See how we can improve things.
So Perfect time to do it.
Yeah, so we have about 5 ways that I know that we've used and we've found has helped us to increase our effectiveness and also just build stronger relationships together and things like that as co-teachers. So we're going to share those with you today.
So for us, one of the first things that we're going to talk about is utilizing more technology, because this year we actually just got a lot more technology as far as Allison and I. So some things that we've been trying to utilize are digital portfolios. So we've used the Class Dojo portfolios, which are a little bit easier for our little babies in first grade because you can just kind of assign something really simple. So for us, we've used it as far as taking pictures of things that they're doing, especially kind of sciencey things. So we had them, we were doing force of motion.
The push and pull was really cool.
Push and pull, and we utilized it as an opportunity for them to just identify things around the school that they could push or pull, and then also for the sentence conventions that we had been working on. So we had them type a little sentence in there that kind of said, I can push this, or so-and-so can pull that. So that helped out.
The best part about those, I use those in my classroom as well, is that the parents will also get to see them.
Yeah. Yes. It's really cool. And they really like that. And Class Dojo is really great for ELLs because the parents can also translate anything that you put in there automatically, which is really awesome, into like almost any language.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah, there's a ton.
43 languages last time I checked. Yeah.
And then something else that we've been kind of pushing ourselves with is Google Classroom, because we didn't really have that prior to this year, but now we have the Chromebooks, and so it's a lot easier for our kids to log in, and it's something that our county is pushing. So we've done a couple of things. Actually, I've really only done one, so that's something that we're going to kind of keep pushing ourselves with.
Yeah, for sure.
And then our technology facilitator is going to show me and Allison and John, if he's interested, some more about Seesaw, because that's something that we keep seeing in the Twitter world that we haven't really had a lot of experience with, and we're excited to try it.
Yeah, for sure. And exploring technology together, I feel like, is so much more comfortable because Ashley will learn something and then show me, and I'll learn something and show her. And let's be honest, I'm like the least techie person of the three of us. Yeah. So it's really fun because I don't feel so much like I'm just like blindly.
Right. And it's awesome for co-teaching because Allison can't be there for everything in my classroom, but when it's on Google Classroom, she can just see it and know like what was going on or what the kids were struggling with, and it's a real quick little check for her too.
Yep, absolutely. Cool.
Yeah.
What you got?
So next up, spending time together outside of the classroom. This is something that as a co-teaching team, we have strongly felt that was one of the biggest reasons why we have been so successful is that when Allison and I first started co-teaching, we took the time every week to meet together outside of school to get to know each other on a personal level and to talk about our lessons, how they went, or what we would want to change weeks going forward. You don't always have the time during the school day to have those kind of conversations. So we found that lesson planning outside of school has been hugely effective. Beyond that, get to know your co-teacher, get to know what they like, what they're interested in, find common interests, and seek those out together, whether it's meeting up for a board game night or meeting up together to have a cup of coffee or an adult.
We went to the museum, remember?
Yes. For our local science museum had a Stranger Things Halloween, so we all went out for that. And beyond that, just building your co-teacher into your own social life, making them a person that you turn to with your own life events and not just work all the time, really strengthens that friendship, that relationship.
And something that I noticed too with us is like, because we know each other not just as teachers but also as people, like we can know immediately. Like John will look at me and go, "You don't feel good, do you?" Or like he'll look at me and go like, "Okay, you've had a stressful day." Like he doesn't even have to like ask. It's like, okay, I know this is what's happening, but it's because he knows me as a person, and so it's nice because it's like you can kind of adjust for that.
And the kids know it too, though. That's what's really cool is like the kids in our class, they'll be like, "Did you go to Miss Blackley's house this weekend? Did you hang out with her son?" Like it's really fun.
Yes. And I mean, and also life happens. Things will interrupt your teaching. Things will happen. And the best part is for me, if I need to take a minute, or if I got an email or a text message or a phone call that I need to respond to ASAP, I can just turn to Allison and she completely understands.
Yep. And I can just take over.
Yeah.
And we are able to do that because we're friends.
Exactly.
Aww.
Exactly.
Okay.
And spoiler alert for this one. I don't know if you can tell by the curtains in the background. This is actually not a classroom. So yeah, we're practicing what we preach on that.
Okay. All right, number 3. So number 3 is something that actually we haven't done yet, but it's something that we are super interested in trying. It's something that I kind of stumbled upon on Twitter, and I was like, this is brilliant. Okay, so basically to let students assess you. So we always are assessing our kids, obviously. We give them, both formally and informally. But have you ever asked your kids to assess you as a co-teaching unit?
That's scary.
I know. It is a little bit, but I feel like it's so important because, okay, so what I was thinking of was like college evaluations. Like you always in college were able to evaluate your professor and say, this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like, this is what I learned or I didn't learn. And I thought, well, why can't we do that in elementary school?
Yeah.
These kids are old enough to know and to notice things, and it'd be great for them to be able to help us. Like, oh, I really liked this part, or I loved this part, or I liked it when Miss Blackley did this, or I liked it when Mr. Cox did this, and that can help us grow.
A lot about what engages them too.
Exactly, and it'll help us grow too as teachers. Like, oh, look, they noticed this, or oh, they needed more of this.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So
I'm very curious because my class is made up of the class that Ashley and Allison co-taught last year.
There's some personalities in there. They will tell you a few things. I think.
There are some that will definitely just lay it all out. But for them to see the differences and maybe comment on that, there might be some really good comments.
And it could be anonymous, and it's something where you never know what you're going to learn, you know? And so you could do it informally, like with sticky notes, or I was kind of thinking like we could create a sort of a really simple rubric that they could circle or fill out. And if we do that, then we'll definitely share it with you guys. So yeah.
Cool. All right, next up, taking a professional development together. This is something that the 3 of us are all at the same school. So we're fortunate enough to have a lot of opportunities to take professional developments together. We just recently took one. We've been tracked out for the month of January. It's been nice. It's been relaxing. But we did go in one day for an academic language training. And so as a co-teaching team, it's amazing being able to sit down at a table, digest the main information from the presentation together, and then at this training in particular, they split off into separate subgroups and talked about different topics. So we split up, the group of 3 of us went to different groups, and then we're able to bring it back together and talk and digest the information and create kind of a plan, a checklist, a to-do list as a co-teaching team for how we wanted to use the information from the professional development in our classrooms. And let's be honest, we've all been at the trainings where we've gone and we've taken nothing away. There's and if one of us is a little checked out, one of us is not as interested, one of us always is. And there's always, one of us can always find those tangible takeaways to bring back into our room together.
Yeah, and it's so good to take them together because it's like, even if you take them apart, like, and that's going to happen too, right? And you can bring it back to each other. But there's something about like you said, like digesting information together and being able to reflect on it together and how do we implement this in our co-teaching situation. That's like so powerful. Yeah, for sure.
I remember a couple years back, Allison and I had the opportunity to go to Ron Clark Academy together, and we drove all the way to Atlanta together in Allison's car and went on the way back. It's a 6-7 hour drive. And for the first couple hours, almost the whole trip, I was taking notes on my phone of all the different ideas step by step that we wanted to do when we got back in. We had the time in the car to even troubleshoot those ideas. Or how are we going to make this work? Or how are we going to have that happen? Oh, I can talk to that person and get that thing. And it was powerful.
It was awesome.
I don't think anything has changed our co-teaching dynamic as much as having that time to really digest and plan that out together.
For sure. Yeah. And you know, we both survived the 6-hour car ride together.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, number 5, the last one is open your classroom to visitors. So this is something that we have been doing a lot this year, and we love it. And not just because, you know, that people get to come in, but also the fact that like we've learned so much from having visitors in our room.
Yeah.
So whether it's your admin, whether it's we had fellow co-teachers from the county come in, whether it's just random people, who knows? You never know what you can learn from somebody else, right?
Right.
So I know the Observe Me protocol has been really popular, and I think that's a great way to do it. But specifically have people come in and watch you co-teach. They're gonna notice things that you would never notice, whether they're positive celebrations or they're critiques that you could improve on. And that's something that we really love, and that's something I really appreciate about my co-teachers, is that we're all very open-minded, we're all very growth mindset. Like we love to hear these things because then we say, okay, now what do we do? Like where do we go from here? How do we improve?
Yep.
And we are a model classroom. Well, both classrooms are model classrooms for our county's co-teaching program, which we're very humbled and proud about.
Yes.
But you know, it's the feedback that we get from those visits that really, I honestly believe that it might be more beneficial to us than it is to the observers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we learned so much. So try it out. I know it can be super nerve-wracking. I know Ashley had a really hard time at first. She was like, oh my God. But I feel like you just kind of gotta shake it off.
I remember the first time we had visitors come in, they watched us teach, and they also videotaped us the second time that they came out. And it was extremely nerve-wracking. Like the night before, freaking out about everything needing to be perfect in my classroom for once being clean. But you do, which is a rarity.
It's true. It's happening right now.
But after it happens, the next time after that, it's going to be a lot easier. And the time after that,
does get easier.
It's a lot easier. In the most recent time for the model classroom visit, how many people did we have in our rooms?
How many did we have?
It was like 16?
18, 16?
Yeah.
Something
Almost
like that.
as many students, almost as many adults as students in our classroom. I wasn't nervous. I was confident. I knew what we had was good, and I knew that it empowered me as a teacher. It made me more confident and made me feel like I had something to bring to the table, this profession.
If it didn't go well, then they know we're just human. And so really we could just learn from it anyway. So it didn't really matter.
For sure. Plus it helps because you have someone else there. It's not you by yourself. Like you're freaking out like Ashley was. she would be like, I'm just kidding. At the beginning, she doesn't freak out anymore. But at the very beginning, she would freak out and she would be like, okay. And I would just be like, it's cool. Like we just have to, we support each other and we go in and you know what? It's both of us being critiqued or it's both of us being celebrated. So we go in with whatever happens, we're going to learn from it. We're going to support each other and we're going to make our co-teaching better for it. So I think we've learned a ton from that.
Yeah. And if you can't have people come in, then you could really utilize the videotaping because we're all doing our national boards right now, so we're going through that process.
Pray for us.
Of videotaping just random snippets of lessons to try to find those videos that we want to use. And I learned so much just by watching myself. So I think that's also a good way to go, like maybe just to start getting comfortable too.
Yeah, and you can watch it together and you can, you know, just kind of go at it saying, hey, these are the positives we saw, this is what we can improve. And honestly, I think it'll be helpful.
Yeah.
So those are our 5 co-teaching, how to strengthen your co-teaching partnership in 2019, new year, new co-teaching strategies. So really quick, I'll go over them again. So utilize technology, spend time together outside the classroom, let students assess you, take a PD together, and open your classroom to visitors. So let us know if you use any of these things or if you try something.
Or if
we'd
you
love
have
to know.
something else.
Yeah, or if you have something to add. Because we still have to do number 3. So we would love to add to our list.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.